Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Good afternoon, Jeffrey Combs, Facebook Live. Good to be here with you. Breathe, release, and let go and relax body. The power of manifesting. So in manifesting comes from the word manifestus. In Latin, it means clear. So manifestation in context also would mean my ability, your ability to create, manifest. So a vision that you manifest means you bring to reality. So the power of manifesting is a byproduct of your belief system. So if you believe that you're going to have challenges and that life is difficult, you'll manifest that. You'll create the same situation over and over to fulfill the same circumstances and same set of feelings. And that manifestation is called the payoff. And for you to be able to let go of the cause that creates the effect of why you do what you do, that ability is called letting go. So as you become skilled at letting go, you're creating the separation. It's in the separation between the feelings and the facts that you manifest. But when you tell yourself, I'm always late. This is very difficult. That you'll manifest that. Words are law, and when you speak into existence reality, you manifest. You're creating the very situation you seek to avoid. And I cover this with people frequently in my one-on-one coaching because I hear what they mean through what they say. So when you speak about how difficult and how hard something's going to be, that becomes the manifestation of what you're going to create and manifest. So the manifestation, if you look it up, I highly recommend you go look it up. Right before this call, I did look it up, or before this live, and I've looked it up several times. But manifestus is the Latin origin, meaning clarity. So the clarity of your vision, your ability to see that which is not in front of you, the ability to see the future that has not happened. So in that state of future tense present moment awareness, you begin to magnetize your reality, what you believe. Now, once again, when you believe that it's going to be difficult, you will manifest that. As you let go of scarcity consciousness, lack, poverty consciousness, as you let go of being a heartaholic, and if you're skilled and in tune, you're a skilled listener, you will hear that society, they talk into existence the very reality that they seek to avoid. And so you'll hear this with people who are chronic worriers, chronic complainers, and people who are chronically overwhelmed. Their communication style is about their problem. Now, someone who's a skilled manifester, they live in the solution. And while in the solution, they're able to create a different level of consciousness rather than the signal to noise between the worry about the future hasn't happened and the regret of the past. I coached a client today, and he was telling me how difficult it is for him to transition his business. He feels forced, that was his word, he's forced to change the way that he creates leads. And he's forced to go about the way he builds his business. And so he's in a he's put himself in a very difficult situation because of his own lack, scarcity, poverty consciousness. And then I've suggested to him that he read chapter 9 in David Hawkins' book, Pride. Pride is where most people don't manifest. And what they do manifest in pride is they manifest the challenges so they can live in the problem. And then the problem becomes the frustration, disappointment, and that is the payoff. A skilled practitioner of manifestation is very skilled at repetition and experience, and then preparation, execution, and then the belief and the certainty of what is in alignment with happening. I mean, yesterday I had an amazing day. I had a client hire me right after a Zoom call, and I had another client had a new client and a rehire, all in ease. And the woman that hired me yesterday it was an awesome call. She was just ready to buy, and she was in alignment with that, and there was no resistance, and that was her own manifestation. Now, I'd spoken to her months before, and it wasn't the same situation, but through the law of alignment, her mentoring that she had had with her team, and the people that she's in alignment with, and now I'm in her next level of alignment, she's in a position to begin to manifest. And so if you've been through a challenging set of circumstances in life, you definitely can overcome this. I spoke to a friend of mine who went through 16 years of challenges. She contacted me today after 16 years of being in a very, very challenging legal situation. 16 years later, she contacts me. I used to be in a direct sales business with her. And you would never know that she went through the 16 years. She didn't tell me the drunkalog of it. She didn't go into all the dissertations. She wasn't a victim. 16 years. I mean, it was a really challenging 16 years, like to even fathom what she went through. And she went through this because she was a patriot and a truther, and she paid the price for standing for her cause and belief. And so she has now manifested her freedom. She's back in the direct sales network marketing industry. That's where I met her in 1996, 7, and 8. She was a top-tier income earner in the company. I was a top-tier income earner. I'll be collaborating with her. So once again, I'll be manifesting reality with her. I was one of the first people she contacted. What's very unique, she also, I mean, just her energy was awesome for what she went through. Most people would not be able to have that same attitude. This is a byproduct of her ability to believe. Crystal, good to see you. I haven't seen you in my Facebook Lives in a long time. Great to have you here. Diane, always good to be with you. And Sarah, thank you, long-term follower. So the topic today is manifestation. As I said, look it up. It's a Latin word, manifesto. The manifest also is in a ship. It's the document or the log of the ship. That's it. It's more than one meaning. But in context for you and me, manifestation is in the quantum field and in the present reality. So in the quantum field, manifestation is a right brain skill. So that's your limbic brain. And then when your vagus nerve is connected down your back, up your hip, and underneath your gut, hence the term gut feeling. So when you're connected there and your pineal gland is open and the decalcification process is releasing, and as you're letting go of this decalcification process, and you're present, you're in the present moment awareness, and you're not talking about all your failures. What many people do is they showcase their failures rather than showcasing their future. I mean, but most people spend a large percent of their time in their regret of their past, and then their communication style is taught. They regurgitate over and over. They're not where they should be. They should be out there, but they haven't developed the ability to manifest. What they've manifested is problems due to the trauma the body holds on to. It doesn't matter how old you are. What matters is what you commit to. So when you're commitment conscious, it changes the whole situation. When you're commitment phobic, you continue to manifest the same situation to fulfill the same set of feelings. Once again, this is the payoff. I cover this at a live event, a 2-day event I cover called Millionaire Blueprint. I cover this in depth on the payoff. And so many people do not grasp the payoff. The payoff is a 12-step term. So in 12 steps, your sponsor or in a meeting or in the group speaking, the term payoff is frequent. What was your payoff? What's your payoff from that? What's your payoff from doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result that is not going to happen because you continue to recreate the same situation to fulfill the same feelings? So the payoff is to be disappointed. Then the ego opens its mouth and says, well, that's stupid, that's crazy, that's dumb, that doesn't make sense. You cannot manifest in denial your dreams. You cannot manifest in consciousness in denial. You cannot manifest any higher consciousness when you're in anxiety, fear, or doubt. Because you're oscillating, vibrating at a signal to noise ratio at 180 cycles a second and below, with the bottom of the map of consciousness, grief and apathy. They vibrate out at about 25 to 50 cycles a second. Then as you go up the map, the scale of consciousness, you have the anger family right below courage. So anger is anger, hate, rage, frustration, disappointment, and then resentment, which is the abiding anger. And that sets right below courage in the map of consciousness. So the map of consciousness is upside down like this, and it widens like this. So like this, that's the map of consciousness. So at the very bottom is grief and apathy. And then as you scale up to anger, those are the emotions that are inside anxiety, fear, and doubt. The breakthrough factor, the window to the soul, is courage. The courage to be sober one day. The courage to put down alcohol. The courage to walk away from a relationship that's disempowering. The courage to be your best self. The courage to let go. The courage to change your story. Whatever the courage is, it's not an emotion, it's a quality you access, and it's available to you 24/7. And the more that you are available emotionally, the higher the calibration. The less available you are, that you'll stay in denial. Denial keeps you in a state of darkness that the subconscious, unconscious continues to recreate to fulfill the same set of feelings. Then the circuitry board of the neurons that wire and fire are going to continue to recreate the same situation that you learned as a child. You're going to just continue to recreate the childhood trauma and the scarcity consciousness, and then the worry that you manifested. So when you were a child in a dysfunctional household, worry becomes a way of life for you. It's not your fault, it's a fact, because you're living in unpredictability. So when you become addicted to unpredictability, that's what you live in. So you live in this unpredictable state, and you have challenges having any level of system, routine, or method, because that would be predictable. That would be routine. And that would also be a responsibility to be able to recreate the same situation in higher consciousness. What most people do is recreate the same situation in lower consciousness, which then leads to disappointment. The breakthrough factor, once again, is when you come to the space in your life where the pain is great enough. When the pain is great enough, you can change your vision. So when your vision is when your vision is about how hard and difficult it is, and what a struggle it is, you just keep recreating that over and over and over, then the years just go by. The debt mounts up. Sometimes weight is added to your body. And all of a sudden you're 50 years old and you're 50,000 in debt, 50 pounds overweight, and a multitude of other situations that will keep you recreating the same situation to fulfill the same set of circumstances and same set of feelings. Breathe, release, and let go in a relaxed body. And when you are no longer holding on to those feelings, you're creating the separation between the feelings and the events that shape them. Now, when you're present, when you're fully present, that you're separating yourself from the past and the future. When you're present, you're in the solution. When you're in the past and future, you're making excuses. You're blaming other people. And I point this out to clients all the time. Their mouth will move and they'll tell me about their upline, their manager, their leader, their owner, and all of these situations. And I tell them all the same thing. Never one time in a business did anyone in my upline ever put a person in my team for me. Not one single time. Not one single time did anyone put me in a leg that I would do well in. I mean, I didn't even know what that meant back then. I never had any preferential treatment in that entire era. So when people are telling me my sponsor, my upline, my leader, I mean, that's just noise. And that's just an excuse to stay average. And what it allows that person to do is it allows people to manifest the same trauma over and over. And so because that fulfills rejection, abandonment, and violation. So that becomes the payoff, the reciprocal payoff that people live in over and over to fulfill the neurochemical craving of being addicted to a set of circumstances and feelings. Letting go requires creativity and innovation. The creativity is your ability, once again, to manifest. That's creation. That is creation on command. Tanya, good to see you from New Zealand. Tanya has joined me from New Zealand. She's my awesome client down there. Amber, good to see you this afternoon. Melina, good to see you. Topic for today's Facebook Live is manifestation. Being able to create on command. Attract your reality, people and situations that will fulfill the neurochemical craving of being in higher consciousness. When you become in tune, your body starts to crave that. The same way your body craved being disappointed. So when you're in alignment in peace, your body responds to peace. Your body does not respond to peace when you're living in trauma and drama. When your whole life is chaotic, so it feels uncomfortable, peace does. And this is why success feels uncomfortable. This is also why many people avoid success, because they can't possibly conceive it. This is why when I compliment someone and they put me in a position to justify the compliment, well, why would you say that? I would say it because I felt it, but since you're putting me in a position to explain it, I'm taking it back. So breathe, release, and let go in a relaxed body. So the manifestation, your ability to manifest, is a byproduct of your vision or your lack of vision. So if you lack vision, you'll just keep manifesting the same situation over and over. Now, the ability to dream is one component, but the ability to manifest is, so the dream is being able to see the future, But the manifestation is to realize the future in the present. And so you're bringing the present into the future, creating the compounded effect. And when you create the compounded effect, you're going to start to see what are called quantum leaps. So 2 plus 2 begins to equal 16 instead of 4. That's a quantum leap. This is where you'll rank advance, or you'll have an investment opportunity where you buy a penny stock and you become a millionaire. It's a quantum leap. Or any multitude of situations that will showcase your ability to create on command, your ability to have repetition and experience. One of my greatest assets is my discipline, my ability to wake up in the morning, my ability to be and stay productive throughout a day, my ability to follow through on situations, my ability to operate on a method, a system, routine without rebelling against myself, which is what most people do, my ability to stay focused on the task at hand. And I'm not one of these people that teach big goals, because I've shared the stage with many of the top speakers in the world, and they will edify, shoot for the moon and accept the stars. I don't ever say that. I say I don't even say shoot, commit to short-term goals that you can create. Commit to short-term goals that you can manifest. Build off a short-term goal. Be able to manifest is to be able to have a 1 day, a 30-day, a 90-day game plan, 6 months. That's half of a year. 3/4 of a year, 1 year. I tell all my clients 12 to 24 months. In 24 months, you'll have 2 years of sobriety. 12 months, you'll have 1 year of sobriety. 1 month or one year, 12 months, you could be a 6-figure income earner. 2 years, you could be a 7-figure income earner. Right place, right time. Recognize it, provided you're disciplined, you're focused, you have a routine, a daily method of operation that you can produce results in a relaxed body. Breathe, release, and let go in a relaxed body. Manifest your dreams. Jeffery Combs, President, Founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Mike Rady, good to see you. It's always good to see you. In the flow, ITF. In the flow. Breathe, release, and let go in a relaxed body.